Lord Chesterfield's letters to his son. London, September 20th, 1747. Dear boy, I received by the last post your letter of the 8th, and I do not wonder that you are surprised at the credulity and superstition of the papists at Eiselden, and at their absurd stories of their chapel. But remember at the same time that errors and mistakes, however gross in matters of opinion, if they are sincere, are to be pitied, but not punished or laughed at. The blindness of the understanding is as much as to be pitied as the blindness of the eye, and there is neither jest nor guilt in a man's losing his way in either case. Charity bids us set him right if we can by arrangements and persuasions, but charity at the same time forbids either to punish or ridicule his misfortune. Every man's reason is and must be his guide, and I may be well expected, and it, and I may as well expect that every man should be of my size and complexion as that he should reason just as I do. Every man seeks for truth, but God only knows who has found it. It is therefore as unjust to persecute as it is absurd to ridicule people for several opinions which they cannot help entertaining upon the conviction of their reason. It is the man who tells or who acts a lie that is guilty, and not he who honestly and sincerely believes the lie. I rarely know nothing more criminal, more mean, and more ridiculous than lying. It is the production either of malice, cowardice, or vanity, and genuinely misses of its aim to every one of the three views, for lies are always detected sooner or later. If I tell a malicious lie in order to affect any man's fortune or character, I may indeed injure him for some time, but I shall be sure to be the greater sufferer myself at last. For as soon as ever I have detected, I most certainly shall be. I am blasted for the infamous attempt, and whatever is said afterwards to the disadvantages of that person, however true, passes for calumny. If I lie or equivocate, for it is the same thing, in order to excuse myself for something that I have said or done, and to avoid the danger of the shame that I apprehended from it, I discover at once my fear as well as my falsehood, and only increase instead of avoiding the danger and the shame. I show myself to be of the lowest and the meanest of mankind, and am sure to be always trusted as such. Fear instead of avoiding invites danger, for concealed cowards will insult known ones. If one has had the misfortune to be in the wrong, there is something noble in frankly owning it. It is the only way of atoning for it, and the only way of being forgiven. Equivocating, evading, shuffling in order to remove a present danger or inconvenience is something so mean and betrays so much fear that whoever practices them always deserves to be and often will be kicked. There is another sort of lies inoffensive enough in themselves, but wholly wonderful. Let's start that again. There is another sort of lies inoffensive enough in themselves, but wonderfully ridiculous. I mean those lies with a mistaken vanity suggests that defeat and the very end at that defeat the very end for which they are calculated, and terminate in the humiliation and confusion of their author, who is sure to be detected. There are chiefly narrative and historical lies, all intended to do infinite honor to their author. He is always the hero of his own romances. He has been in dangers from which nobody but himself ever escaped. He has seen with his own eyes whatever the other people have heard or read of. He has had more bon fortunes than ever. He knew women, and has ridden more miles past in one day than ever courier went into. He is soon discovered and as soon becomes the object of universal contempt and ridicule. Remember then, as long as you live, that nothing but strict truth can carry you through the world with either your conscience or your honor unwounded. It is not only your duty, but your interest, as proof of which you may always observe that the greatest fools are the greatest liars. For my own part, I judge of every man's truth by his degree of understanding. This letter will, I suppose, find you at Leipzig, where I expect and require from your attention and accuracy, in both which you have hitherto been very deficient. Remember that I shall see you in the summer, shall examine you most narrowly, and will never forget nor forgive those faults which it has been in your own power to prevent or cure, and be assured that I have many eyes upon you in Leipzig besides Mr. Hart's. Adieu.